Hello everyone, thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. I'm glad that we made it once again today. As you can see, I'm in the I'm in the woods, and being outside, you'll be hearing things like some flight going on over me. But I hope that you will understand the theme of today. The theme of today is this instrument, okay? But I'm going to use the first few minutes to make a kind of disclaimer, okay? And a bit on the ground, background, story about my intentions. I've written it in my page. Most of you knows it. It has been recognized here, and people know what I'm doing. But I believe that I have to say it once again and over again from time to time so that you would understand what this is all about. Uh, Being an individual that wants to show the real thing and not trying to, patch it up. I hope you will bear with me because today things are patched up, things are made to look the way they are not, to appeal to people. Um, but I'm glad that we still have some number of people that are doing the raw thing. Myself, I must have to say that sometimes when I'm watching some of my favorite YouTubers, when there is a lot of noise or a lot of distractions to the video, I do turn the volume down. Yeah, the so-called uncut, the so-called being real. Sometimes it's a little bit disturbing. But all the same, as I said before, I'm going to use the first few minutes of this video for a disclaimer. Uh, I'm an artist. Yeah, I have to smile a little bit because I said that as if, somebody needs some explanation. Yeah, I'm an artist. And an artist uses most of the things around him to create other things. My intention while doing this creation is also to influence other people positively. So, YouTube has taught me a lot of, especially now that I just got back after 14 years, I got back seriously on it. And to tell you the truth, before I started, this recent posting of videos or creating of content, I called some of my family. Yeah, I have to call them because they know me. Somebody once interviewed one of my sisters, and then the interviewer later talked to me. Why are you different? We interviewed one of your sisters, and she said you have always been different. No, I'm not different. The thing is that I grew up with a responsible mother and father. And while growing up with them, being the first child, uh, a lot of developmental socialization was imbibed in me. Okay, is it sleeping in the same bed with strangers or letting the bed go for the strangers? Is it not receiving something special for Christmas, but you're giving bags of rice and clothes, wrappers to go and share? And so that has modeled me. And most of my younger ones never saw this aspect of my dad or my parents. So it become part of my life. I never knew that growing up with people doing certain things can make you be. Yeah, you can see I'm a little bit nervous talking about it because it's really me. It's really me. it doesn't mean that I'm a good guy. So ever since that, that orientation, I started doing what? I started concentrating on replication of such character without even unconsciously. I never, it happens, the idea of giving, even when you don't have much, I learned it from this man and this woman, okay? They shared everything, is it seeing your the wrapper of your mom and another woman who happens to visit, or another man who happens to visit the house? So now the disclaimer is this: because of this experience, I seem to have a lot of things, going on, in my thoughts. So, but that is also the reason why I do not discriminate. Remember, the topic of the day is this. We're going to play this. We're going to play this, and you can see how I came to this. You're going to hear how I came to this instrument. You see? So because of that orientation at the early stage of my life, the sun is coming out. Why don't you say thank you to the nature? Thank you to the Most High for giving us the sun. The sun is there, So disclaimer, let me make the disclaimer. Due to my orientation, my childhood socialization and orientation, I don't discriminate. And it's reflecting in my life today. As you can see, I'm putting up something else today, a contrast, okay? You guys in the States, you know what you call this kind of hat. So you better explain that to me. I have a lot of them. I have the traditional ones. I have the, the ones that you people used to use. And now I'm putting up some kind of, a kind of Victorian, dressing. So that's it. I like contrast. And the contrast comes up from my, experiences. So I do not discriminate. So whenever I make jokes about people, I'm just trying to reflect how I can laugh over myself. Okay? Yeah. You see, that's the best strategy from getting angry over the multi-dimensional life that we're living today. So if you learn to, laugh over yourself, then you're not gonna get hurt when somebody is laughing over you, but you see, it could be disturbing. People usually pick on people and try to put them down and laugh at them. That's not what I mean. So, roasting people is a comedian character. Is a comedian style to roast somebody. Okay, so when I roast a certain group of people, I don't really hate them. Now let me tell you, my genes, being somebody from the so-called tribe that I come from, my gene is almost all over the world. Okay, and I can give you an example. Yeah. So for the Kenyans, while I was in Switzerland, maybe she's watching. I dated a very intelligent, lady. For example. So Kenyans, watch out. You see, you can imagine, why is he connected to us so much? That's the reason. So Ghanaians, why am I connected to you? My nephew, my direct nephew, is married also in Ghana, and he's not the only person. I'm just talking about the ones that I talk with daily or weekly or something like that. So you see, my gene is scattered all over the world. One of my uncles spent a lot of time near Angola. Okay, so it doesn't mean that we are not we are original people. So we kind of relate to a lot of people. I hope that this video is not going to take long with this disclaimer. So I'm telling you the reason for my motto, solidarity for the community with positivity, is because that's the way I was brought up. So once in a while, I know a lot of people then, I speak some number of languages. So what I do is that I pick from these languages, and what do? I kind of make them, hello, husky, hello. So I have a dog that just visited me. Hello, Christy husky. We get a steer. Good? Super. Ja. Er wollte Grüße sagen. Servers, grace also. So the reason why I don't discriminate is because my gene, I'm sure that my gene is scattered all over the world, and I'm trying to be human. So most of the time when I make the jokes that I make the jokes, in order to, you know, help you not to discriminate, just laugh over yourself. There are words that are N words are not being used here. I was really mad one day that one person used it here. He explained to me that actually it's a language. It doesn't have anything to do with it's a description. So, and I told him, no, I'm the only person that should use the N word on myself and not yourself. So, and that's it. So you have to find a way to maneuver things that could put you down. So when I'm laughing, when I'm roasting. I don't discriminate. Just like I told you, relations are over there in West Africa. Over here, have relations, Chris, So, Sie können schon ruhig sitzen, weil ich mache eine Blog,
Ach, Entschuldigung.
Ja, bleiben Sie, wo Sie sind.
So.
Ja, ich soll euch nicht stören.
Ja, okay.
Genau.
Wir wollen auch nicht stören.
Na, passt schon. Freue mich aber. Das hilft in die Content.
Ja.
Die Leute würden schon fragen, ja, mit wem redet er auf einmal? Er hat doch gerade mit uns Englisch geredet und jetzt hören Sie Stimme in die Hintergrund und dann sind Sie neugierig, ob die Leute
das
immer
macht spannend. Ja, das
genau.
stimmt allerdings.
Also, das ist meine Disclaimer. Ich habe schon auf Deutsch gesprochen, ich habe versucht ab und zu auf Deutsch zu sprechen, aber hauptsächlich sprechen wir jetzt Englisch. Ich benehme mich, wie ich mich benehme, weil ich bin menschlich. Ich will menschlich sein. Also, deswegen bitte auf keinen Fall nicht denken, wenn ich etwas spreche, dass ich eine gewisse Gruppe versuche auszulachen, um Gottes Willen. Es ist meine Art. Ich bin erzogen, mit vielen Leuten zu tun, wie ich euch gesagt habe, Verwandtschaft in Deutschland, Verwandtschaft in Westafrika, Verwandtschaft in Ostafrika. Das heißt, ich bin ein Mensch und ich möchte menschlich sein. Menschlich sein ist auch ein bisschen Spaß haben, lachen, okay? Deswegen sage ich euch, bleibt dran und wir reden über dieses Instrument, okay? Das Instrument heißt Hand Kalimba, okay? Jemand würde sagen, ich sollte die Video editen oder bearbeiten. Um Gottes Willen. Es ist real. Das möchte ich gerne zeigen. Deswegen möchte ich auf keinen Fall etwas nicht abschneiden. Nur das, was vielleicht die anderen Leute ein bisschen stören soll, das ist, was ich abschneide. Danke. Genau. So, jetzt gehen wir wieder zurück auf Englisch und dann hören wir erstmal ein bisschen was von diesem Instrument, das ich vorstellen möchte. Okay? Jemand will spielen. Yeah. I have some dogs here, very beautiful dogs, well kept. Yeah, and they are really friendly. One has just wondered, what am I playing? Yeah, this instrument is known as Kalimba. And just like I've already said in my disclaimer, I wanted actually to tell you a story about how I came around, about this instrument. As a young, as early as 4, 5, 6, I had an old man who is visually impaired. He is a friend of my dad. But he always comes to us whenever my dad comes into the village. He likes my dad. I never seen such, love. So he shows up, The people from the village of Orezukala knows who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Iho Mbokwa. You see, you have to not idolize some people, because of what they did in the society. This is one of the earliest music instrument builder and player. He played this. He built it himself and he played it. And he was visually impaired, okay? and still he can do this. So today, when you see me do a lot of things, you know, I've been doing drums, doing xylophone, or you call it balafone, and now I'm doing hand balafone, hand kalimba, or the diamond kalimba of Dutch. And people who wonder, why are you doing all this? You know, are you Leonardo da Vinci? You paint, you sculpt, you do. My dear, I allow sometimes the strength of Leonardo da Vinci to come into me so that I can show you that human beings are creative. They can do a lot. They can really, you know, do a lot if they wish, and they do a lot what good is. If they want to do something good, ciao, danke vielmals. You know. Yeah, the YouTube channel is Trap Okolo. Trap with double P Okolo.
Cool.
Yeah, and yeah, the name is Ifani cool, but Trap Okolo, double P. Yeah, you can check it out, or you just check Africa Tag or the Zumbashwe, then come to this video. Danke vielmals. Ein schönen Tag noch, genau. So you meet people everywhere, and you meet good people everywhere. So while I was growing, I met some people that really inspired what I'm doing today. And that's the reason why I'm doing it. This I learned early in my life, saw this man play. So I can't say that I play it so perfectly, but I can still make music out of it, you know. I had a song that I did, you know, with a combination of drums and this, which is Peace Be to You. This goes this way. Africa bia wegu, Europa bia wegu, Asia bia wegu, America bia wegu, wanem wakatano muno, mbane gudo, ifanyo kolo, oji egudo, webia. You saw this, you heard this music in other videos, and I was saying there, let Africa, Asia, America, Europe, let everyone come together and dance. And I was playing this and playing drums as well. And I later did it in a show, which you saw in benefit concert for Morocco earthquake victims. You saw that I was playing the bars, and my colleagues were playing the drums. So why all these instruments? I've just showed you the reason. During the reclaimer, I told you why I do the things I do. I'm trying to be human, and sometimes when I make a joke about somebody, about not somebody, a group or something like, or even myself, I'm trying to bring out in you the humorous aspect of your being, because you are a human, okay? Consciously, specifically, making somebody feel bad is not my thing. It's just that I can make some jokes, and the best joking article is myself, okay? So, my dear, life is good if you want to live it good. The recent video, which is an old video, I did that during a turbulent electoral period. And I said, take that is good from your tribe, remove your foolish pride. Don't take bribe, take a stride, come so we can make a change. Take that good in you, in your tribe, okay? Because people are always nationalistic, and they tend to say, oh, I'm this, I'm that. My dear, you are nothing if you're not human. You see, you are nothing if you're not human. So the first thing you are is you're a human. Your identification is actually forced on you. Also, if somebody tells you you're brown or you're this, it's a forced, you know, you are human. All other things are forced on you. Your identification is more like internal revenue authority concept. Okay, the first thing you are, and the thing that you will remain to be, is human, and not your nationality and not your tribe. So that's why I say, okay, I will leave you with your identity because you've been identified. So I say, take that good from your tribe, throw away your foolish pride. Don't take bribe, take a stride and come so that we can make a change. That is it. This is the reason why I talk the way I talk. I had a father and mother who gave me room to develop, So YouTube shows, shows also your vulnerability. Your YouTube shows your naivety, but it doesn't mean that under these that one cannot find something positive about yourself. So please, whenever I'm making a joke or I'm saying something, be careful. It's all meant to bring out the laughter in you, the humorous aspect in you. So now, because of that orientation, because of allowing me to meet people who one could say is not of your class, my dear, there is no class. Yes, there's no class. Do you know why there is no class? Because we are still living in a world where you cannot live through the day without hearing bad news. Okay? And those bad news, because you are part of the humanity, if you've not been able to make way to change it, you don't have a class. We all are the same class. You're surely, if you are not in it, you're surely going to hear it. If you're not experiencing it, somebody you know or people you know are experiencing it. So we are interrelated, my dear. So yes, you can talk about class the way you want to talk about class, but people aspire to be something they are not, and you think that no. You aspire also to be minimalistic if you have a lot of things in your life, which is disturbing you. So it's interrelated. So we have to be careful when we are trying to put other people down because of their financial situation or their looks and everything. So you are first human. I will rant around my idea about life. So I was able to meet the man that played this so well, and he was visually impaired. I can't remember seeing his house done into another material until he left us, because I still remember that he was living in a mud house, a very eco-oriented building material, and it was good for him. He lived long, he stayed long, and he played music for all of us. And I'm dedicating this video somehow to him and also to you, for you not to be sensitive when jokes are made. So, Africa bia wegu, America bia wegu, Asia bia wegu, Europa bia wegu, Wanem bokota no munu, Kaimba negudo. Yeah, bring yourself together so that we can dance the peaceful dance. So let's talk about instrument once again. Most of you would say, what are these instruments made of? This instrument is made of a calabash. Okay? The calabash is something that grows in tropical areas. I saw calabash tree also in Jamaica when I was in the Nana Falls, in the village around Nana Falls. Okay? So, and I saw calabash. This one I brought from Africa. And now here is a wood. So the calabash is just the sound corpus, the sound resonance corpus. That's what the calabash is. Okay? While this is just the scaffold to hold the tuning Okay? So to hold the keys, as one will call it in other instrument. Okay? Now, it is made with wood and calabash and metal, as you can see. Okay? So most of the people would say, okay, but we know this way, they do it also with only wood. Yes, this is actually one could call this as the third or fifth generation of such instrument. Don't forget that the West African smithing is very old. There are some carbon dating that is over 10,000 years before the story of Christ. So you can imagine that when they started smithing, that they did a lot of things. But let me tell you, you would say, who built this instrument? Most of the African instruments, especially these, were made by the individual player. The person that plays it is the person that builds it. Also, when I was transporting this from West Africa to here, from Nigeria, if you would want to know exactly the place they call Nigeria, I always say place they call Ghana, place they call Kenya, because Africa was Africa, and it was here in Germany, in Potsdam, that Africa was cut to what they are today. And we should remind you young guys about it. So in my disclaimer, I told you people that I had relationship with somebody in Kenya. My cousin married in Kenya. I have my nephew, currently young nephew, marrying in Ghana. That doesn't mean that we are not where we were identified to be. But just to tell you that I'm a human and I have relationship all over the world. In the States, in Canada, in Jamaica, I have relationship all over. So whenever you see me do content that relates to people all over, don't think that I'm jumping around. I'm not jumping around. I have proof, and my proof is me. I am human, and being human makes me do most of the things that I do. Okay, so you can see I'm coming close to the camera, trying to tell you, don't forget that I'm part of you. So don't ever think that I'm trying to be, derogatory or put you down. So this instrument is made out of these three materials. Calabash is one of the lightest, growing ball as container. They use it to carry wood, carry water, store wine in the olden days. Okay, and you can still use it today because it can hold your wine, it can hold your oil for a long time without spoiling it. Then wood and then metal. These are the things that were used in building this instrument. In the early times, it's all made of wood. It's all made of wood. And who builds it? The person that plays it builds it. If you look at it where you can build one yourself, but first of all, you have to get a resonance corpus. You have to get a scaffold, a kind of holding, the things that will hold your keys. That's it. I never wanted to make a long video today, but you can see maybe I've started making longer videos, but these longer videos are there for you to learn out of. So it is my early childhood orientation that brings me to things that I do today. Some people were saying, if you played djembe, the djembe is from Senegal. I tell you people, it's all a thing of discussion. And I don't want to say a thing of controversy, okay? Because actually, the Senegalese will tell you that the djembe comes from Guinea. Okay, Guinea. And then we shall discuss about this maybe on Wednesday on Yoga with Goga. So on our live, check out the live. You're gonna understand where these instruments come from. Okay, so if I'm asked, I will talk about it. If I'm not asked, I will leave it as a theme in my own channel. So check it out. So today I'm in the wilderness. I'm going to take you around so that you see how beautiful nature is. I've been here before, and I'm here today presenting the hand balafon, the obo, hand balafon, obo. or Hand Kalimba, okay? The East Africans call it something else, and we, the general word for it is a Hand Kalimba. So, before my nose start running because it's cold out here, I will play something again for you. Be a human. Be a human. Remove your foolish pride. Remove your foolish pride. Be a human. Be a human. Remove your foolish pride. Remove your foolish pride. Take a stride. Come, we can make a change. Be a human. Be a human. Be a human. So be a human, okay? Take what is good in your tribe. Remove your foolish pride. And don't take the bribe. Take a stride and come so that we can make a change. Be a human. Be a human. Be a human. Remove your foolish pride. Remove your foolish pride. Be a human. Take what's good from your tribe. Remove your foolish pride. Take a stride. Don't take the bribe. Come so we can make a change. Be a human. Be a human. Take the stride. Don't take the bribe. Come, we can make a change. Be a human. Be a human. Be a human. Remove your foolish pride. Take stride. Don't take the bribe. Come to us so we can make a change. Be a human. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for other videos. Please look into what is said today. Look into the instrument. You can make this yourself if you want. Whatever I bring you here is something you can do yourself. So please be human. Take what is good from your tribe. Remove your foolish pride. Take a stride. Don't take the bribe. Come so that we can make a change. Peace to the world. I love you all. Stay tuned. Trap Okolo. Ifeanyi cool. Ifeanyi cool. Mitsike. Bye.